Need Pokemon Go PvP coaching? Well, I'm on Metafy, so click the link in the video description, it'll take you right to my page. What's up, guys? We have an exciting league change this week. I was a bit scared. We had Ultra League coming back. Didn't really feel like playing Ultra League, but luckily we have what is, in my opinion, the best and probably the most balanced Great League themed cup that Niantic has ever put out. And I say I think because last week I did say that I thought Halloween Cup was the best, but actually I think that was just because I forgot about Retro. What is Retro? We're going back all the way back to the Gen 1 days, back when we were kids. Steel, Dark types, Fairy types, those don't exist anymore. So it's back to that meta where you were dominated by like Mewtwo, Alakazam, Tauros even was dominating back then, and Dragonite. And well, Pokemon Go is different. You want to go tankier Pokemon as opposed to the attack-weighted Pokemon because they actually last a little bit longer. So instead, we've got the tanky versions of those Pokemon. So Altaria, Hypno, Lickitung, etc. to try out. But it is a really fun cup. This is a team on the right. You can see the team that I've built this time around. This is one I did in a meta-analysis video. These are videos that I put out every time we have a new meta or one that hasn't been around for a year for Patreon supporters and channel members. So if you guys do like that kind of content, that is an option. You find Patreon links and channel membership down below. But let's get into the team. Altaria double rock. We have Regirock. Yes, I'm sorry. This is yet another Regirock video. I just love playing with this Pokemon. I would try and go hunt down someone who has a sub 1500 one and ask for a trade. IVs aren't too important. And then Alolan Golem. So, alongside Psychic and Dragon types being much better, ground types and fighting types are much worse because of the absence of Steel and Fire, of course. So, that actually gives Alolan Golem a little bit of play in this cup because there's no ground types. So, the goal here is to swap into the Regirocks and ABB team, bait out their ground type or their fighter, and then Golem can hopefully sweep with, I'm using Wild Charge over Stone Edge, but I think you can use either. You can also replace Golem with Graveler at that point. You can see I'm taking some screenshots here just for some meme content, but yeah, some people like Noctowl a little bit too much, you know? Anyways, Altaria, one of the better Pokemon in this entire cup, beats almost everything that's not Ice type, and then we have those two Rock types in the back to deal with those Ice types. So let's see how these games go. We have Deoxys here. A couple different ways you can play this lead. These Dragon Breaths really hurt, but so do the Lock-ons. And what I like to do here, yeah, this time I played a little bit differently. I like to start just catching their move on Regirock. If they throw the Psycho Boost, sure. If they throw the Rock Slide, it doesn't hurt Regirock as much as it does Altaria. And then that way we're still forcing them to swap out because it looks like they're going to swap out anyways into Froslass. I can go with my A Golem here. And this one's a bit scary. If you swap slow, you're in a little bit of trouble because you don't outpace them by very much. But if you swap fast, like I did here, I know I can throw my Rock Blast right away, even though I could farm up a little bit more because it won't KO. And I'll still be able to take them down here with another Volt Switch. That's from knowing the matchup. Remember to just farm up whenever you can. In this case, honestly, Golem and Regirock not too bad against Deoxys compared to Medicham just because it doesn't resist the rock typing. So I'm going to just get these Rock Blasts off on the Deoxys. They actually shield. Very surprising to me. So they probably have another Pokemon that's definitely weak to rock in the back at this point. Yeah, and Deoxys doesn't go for the full farm down here. Altaria will be able to come in and clean up the Deoxys. I might even just come in with a Regirock here just because they've already debuffed themselves and they're likely to switch. And yeah, they're going to come with Altaria. So this is a very good matchup for Regirock or Alolan Golem, and they realize they're out of options and are going to kindly concede that game. Yeah, this team also has a lot of pretty good matchups across the board. So like, for example, Talonflame is nothing you can do, but of course, this is the flip side. Lickitung is a bit tricky to deal with. I do swap here, even though Altaria I think is my best matchup versus Lickitung, because sometimes Lickitung is harboring that Medicham in the back. And if Medicham is in the back and you don't swap, it's game over. Most of the time I've been swapping in. Lickitung has been not baiting, and then they don't have the Medicham in the back. But yeah, so I think I'm going to start baiting with Regirock versus Lickitung, because if they stay in, you don't get to 2 Focus Blasts, you only get to 1 of each with the Power Whip. So if you get the bait off, then you can force 2 shields, or at least deal a ton of damage to them. And everyone I've seen has shielded the Focus Blast, so I'm not sure if it's an ELO trend or who knows. Either way, Altaria is going to come back in, take down the Trevenant. I do shield to keep my Altaria healthy here because, honestly, Altaria is not bad against Lickitung. And they actually come back in with the Lickitung here. Oh, it's this game. Which makes no sense in hindsight. If I just stayed in with Altaria, I think I would have won this game. Because I believe the last Pokemon there is a Froslass. So they come in with the Lickitung on the Altaria to mind game me? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the purpose of the play was, but either way it worked. Maybe they could see the future. Maybe they knew exactly what I was going to do or what team I was going to run, but yeah, very, very weird play. Usually you'd want to bring that Froslass into Altaria, but in this case, no. And I'm going to try and make it that Moonblast because it definitely, a Sky Attack will not be enough. And I'm one away, so as long as they're not at 2 moves, this should be a nice, easy win regardless, but yeah. There are 2 moves. You're not gonna win them all, that's for sure. And yeah, Altaria will go down. Double super effective Avalanche. Avalanche is a nuke of a move. Yeah, Froslass is a Pokemon to be worried about. I originally tried to run, or thought about running Altaria double Psychic with Medicham and Deoxys, but the main problem is going to be Froslass there. So Galv lead, I'm going to swap out right away. I actually thought about staying in a little bit, but I figured, you know what, we got 2 rock types in the back. They swap into Trev, and Regirock pretty good here as a safe swap against Trev, just because you're going to get to your move first, deal a ton of damage to that Trev, and unless they swap like right away, you're going to be able to get your next move off first as well. So essentially Regirock wins the 0 shield advantage with just a 0 shield situation with just a little bit of energy advantage coming in, which you're going to get as a safe swap. Either way, Trev does get the farm down, so Altaria will be taking quite a bit of damage here. But luckily, we don't really need this Altaria anyways. We kind of have to hope that Alolan Golem can sweep the backline. And, well, I mean, Altaria is pretty good against Galv, but Alolan Golem is a little bit better. We'll see what they come in against Altaria with. They come in with a Regirock, so this is perfect for me. My goal here, I'm going to throw a move, and it's very unlikely they shield because they don't consider Altaria a threat. But this Regirock is a much bigger threat to my Golem. So this is the exact same that happened last game. In reverse, where they brought in the worst option this time, and I just stay in. So now I'll be able to come with the Alolan Golem. They're going to beat me to a move for sure. They saved up a bunch of energy, which is nice, and Regirock is a little bit faster to moves. Stone Edge is going to hurt a little bit less than Lunge, I thought, but actually, in hindsight, I don't know if that's true anymore. But I'm going to have to farm up quite a bit here. I need a couple moves to take out this Regirock here. And so I will have to end with energy, but I also don't think Rock Blast will KO here. And the reason I throw it earlier is so that hopefully I can take them down before the lunge debuff stops me from dealing as much damage. Gonna shield up this last move. Hopefully Alolan Golem can take them down. And actually, because they threw that move, I get one more move off. Gonna end this with a move ready to go. And you know what? Gonna throw the Wild Charge. Might as well. Does more damage. I think Rock Blast probably would have been enough, but better be safe than sorry. Alolan Golem gonna be able to close that one out. Very close game though. Very hype game. That's 4 games in this set so far, I believe. Yes, we're not quite done this set yet. Let's see what we have left. Very surprised at the amount of Alolan, Marowak, and Hypno I'm seeing, which is almost nothing. So I guess maybe Trevenant has pushed them out a little bit, but at the same time, they have decent matchups versus Walrein. I'm going to swap into Regirock, and then Regirock versus Vigoroth. I like to bait here, because you only get to 1 move. And it's just so needlessly risky for my opponent to no shield here, but they do it, and it works out for them, right? They don't have to spend 2 shields here. They only have to spend the 1, because I'm going to throw this other Stone Edge. And then they can actually farm quite a bit more here. Yeah, they're going to have to throw eventually, but Regirock, once again, can take shield advantage from Vigoroth. If the bait is successful, you take 2 shield advantage from Vigoroth. It can be a pretty strong play. Either way, this guy has a lot of energy. You're going to have to soak it up with Altaria. That was the main reason I decided to use Altaria over Shadow Dragonite here. I was debating using Shadow Dragonite, but the problem being, well, first of all, get more YouTube comment complaints that people don't have Shadow Dragonite. And then second of all, look at Altaria take these body slams. There is 0 chance that Dragonite could take 2 body slams, much less 3 body slams here from this Vigoroth. So Altaria kind of showing off its bulk here. Then I'm just going to swap right away. The Sky Attack doesn't move the needle in the Froslass matchup as far as I'm concerned. So I just have to hope that Alolan Golem can take out this Greedent without spending more than 2 shields, as that's how many you get. They actually go for the Crunch first. So I'm glad I shielded that one, even though they did get the defense drop. But the counter to a defense drop is dropping your defense even further. I was going to drop it all the way anyways. Oh, not sure actually, because they didn't shield. So they did keep shields. I do have to shield this up. It is a crunch. I was actually scared they would body slam and then get to another body slam. But as you'll see, I will be able to live a body slam here. Just kidding. Straight up lied to you. Oh yeah, game over. I remembered winning that game. What happened? Okay, well, my memory's not as good as it used to. I literally played this game earlier today. So, yeah, geez. Okay, either way, still a positive set there. We'll see if we can build off of that momentum. Altaria into Swampert. This is exactly what you want to see. Oh, Swampert lead is something... Oh my god, they swap into Talonflame. So I'm just going to farm up a bunch of energy here and deal some damage. And then come in with the Alolan Golem. If they want a Brave Bird, that's fine. Double resisted by the Alolan Golem. Flame Charge is single resisted by the Alolan Golem. And I'm just going to farm up a little bit more. I had planned to throw my Rock Blast there if they had gone to... If they hadn't thrown here, because then I think a boosted Brave Bird may have been able to take me out. But a boosted Flame Charge is not enough. So I'll continue my farm all the way down. And you know what? Even though it's a Swampert coming in, which is a ground type, Swampert does have that water subtyping, so it only single resist electric, and Wild Charge is a nuke. So they are still going to have to shield. Shadow Swampert would probably take like 75% of its HP, 70% maybe, from this Wild Charge, but Golem able to get 2 shields on the way out. Both defense drops lower its defense enough such that Swampert actually KOs it in 1 mud shot. So even less energy advantage for the opponent. That's why we want to throw those Wild Charges right away instead of waiting till the very last minute. If you're just going to get farmed down, it is a bit counterintuitive because you're going to be so used to saving up to 2, right, and then waiting. But sometimes it is good to throw early. Deoxys Defense. Let's see if I've learned my lesson here from tanking that Psycho Boost on Altaria needlessly. Going to swap out right before you get to that Sky Attack. 1 Dragon Breath away is the sweet spot where they get to Rock Slide. But once again, they throw Psycho Boost anyways. Either way, it's not too bad. Regirock versus Jellicent, not a bad matchup. In a lot of these cases, they're going to be swapping in a Pokemon that either that the extra health on Registeel is not going to matter too much, and it'd be nicer to have that energy on Altaria. By the way, this Jellicent goes for the Bulb Beam bait. Not a surprise. Most Jellicents love to just throw Bubble Beams, and in fact, this time they don't even go for the bait. First, they're like, we like Bubble Beam baits. Now it's just like they cut the word bait out. They're just like Bubble Beam. They don't need to bait. Unless they want to no shield, but they already shielded once. And if they want to farm down, they're going to have to shield again, it looks like. Or maybe not. Either way, this Jellicent does not have Ice Beam. It's already revealed Bubble Beam. Altaria is here to take damage. That's its entire goal here, for the most part. Just soak up this neutral damage. Shadow Ball hurts, sure. But you can't store 2 Shadow Balls, so the next one is for sure a Bubble Beam. And Altaria will be able to just farm this Jellicent down. Actually, they would have been able to get to 2 Shadow Balls, I think. Unfortunate, but... in comes Snorlax. I'm coming with the Alolan Golem, and they're going to swap right away into Deoxys. This is a bit of a tricky situation because these counters are adding up, but I'm going to get to the double Wild Charge. I want to be able to take out this Deoxys, especially before it gets to a move. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I did sneak, so because I snuck, the value is too high. If they're at 2 Psycho Boosts, I would love to be able to take this thing out. So at the cost, at this low price of 1 shield, you can buy a dead Deoxys and a bunch of wasted energy. I wanted to grab that last shield from Snorlax and just deal some damage to it because I don't think that a Sky Attack would be enough. So that's why I went for the double Rock Blast there. They'll deal about as much damage as Sky Attack or Moon Blast. I decided to go in with the Moon Blast here despite being nearly at 2 Sky Attacks. If the Snorlax had 2 moves, I only have 1 shield. So it is a little bit risky. And there's the 1. So I shield up, but either way, it looks pretty good here. I should be able to win the fast move battle with either Pokemon. Yeah, Snorlax gets to 2 moves versus Altaria here. Doesn't matter, 4 licks can take down this Golem, but you don't want to... That looks like maybe one of the least appetizing Pokemon to lick. I don't know if we want to Pokemon lick tier list. What Pokemon you would lick. Is that too lewd? Not sure. Kind of meant in a tasty way, but... Either way, Lickitung lead. Speaking of lickers, we have Altaria, and I swap out yet again. And this is kind of deja vu, where you're going to go straight for the Focus Blast. And it's going to be not well received. Going to grab a shield, so shield advantage taken, but that's kind of not what we want. This Lickitung is a little bit of a pain. I would have loved for it to not shield that Focus Blast. So yeah, the Power Whip hurts, and then this time we're going to see what happens when they stay in. I'm going to try and get to the Focus Blast, but it really does not look like I'm going to make it. So chicken out, go for the Stone Edge, get some damage out. Something's better than nothing. And the issue is this Lickitung actually has quite a bit of energy. So I will have to come in with Altaria. Just soak up the energy. The fact that they did not swap their Lickitung out there means that they do not have a good answer to rock types. Because if they did have a good answer to rock types, they would have brought it in on Regirock. Well, that's why I come back in with the Altaria. They probably have an answer for the Altaria in the back. Maybe only one answer. So, Alolan Golem looking pretty good, and that's kind of why I'm no-shielding this Altaria. Got to put everything on Alolan Golem's back. And yeah, swapping right away is Froslass that comes in. I'm not too worried about throwing right away. I'm going to go for the Sneak instead. And I get it. We'll shield up. Throw a couple more Volt Switches. And then Rock Blast. If they catch, sure, it's fine. I just need to make sure I end that matchup with enough Rock Blast to take down that Froslass through their shields. They actually shield, and I'm going to throw this Rock Blast right away. Don't worry about fast moving now. They didn't get to a move, and I'll be able to take them out. And it is a Noctowl. You love to see it. This is a fantastic matchup for Alolan Golem. Anything with these flying fast moves, or flying, like that's primarily flying damage, Alolan Golem absolutely wrecks. Double resist flying is very rare, I would say. Like Magnezone has it too, but there's not a lot of Pokemon that double resist it. I mean, Bastion too, but it's not in this cup, especially without Steel. So Alolan Golem actually does have quite a bit of value. Crustle lead. I'm going to swap out into Regirock, and it's a bit weird that they're staying in because Regirock has a pretty good matchup here versus Crustle. These Stone Edge is really, really hurt. I'm going to go up for the Focus Blast here. They've already spent a shield, so I don't mind just going straight for the Blast. If they don't shield it, great. See what happens. I get the final lock on. The one-turn move activates before they're able to throw their move. And yeah, it's looking really, really good for Alolan Golem now, I will say. And they throw the X-Scissor too, which means that Regirock is going to get to another move. Either going to be able to force another shield. So, yeah, Regirock took out 2 full Pokemon and a shield. That's incredible. Yeah, you got to build your teams around Regirock nowadays, or to plan for Regirock, because I think it's honestly one of the better Pokemon in Retro Cup. And then Alolan Golem just has to finish the job versus this Froslass. So, yeah, very annoying team for Altaria to deal with. In fact, Altaria has no play here, but when Altaria doesn't have any play, that means Regirock and Alolan Golem are just going to feast. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what my opponent was thinking Sting in there until the very end. They're trying to go for that shields down win Froslass versus Alolan Golem. Anyways, we'll take a look at this last game. Walrein lead. I saw so many of these today, unfortunately. Not in these sets, in the set beforehand. I mean, it is a really good Pokemon, and Ice is great in this meta. So, swap out into Regirock, met with Deoxys, and you might think this matchup is bad, but look how much damage these lock-ons are doing. You can see it taking down Deoxys' HP. That's because Deoxys is very low HP Pokemon. Each lock-on does minimum 1 damage, and of course the Stone Edges hit very hard too. So, Regirock actually able to not only take shield advantage in the switch situation, but also able to pressure Deoxys enough that it has to throw moves and end with no energy. And that's a perfect situation for Altaria to be in. So take shield advantage with Regirock, also drain the energy of the Deoxys, and Altaria will only have to take a Rock Slide at this point. And did they throw a Rock Slide last time? Can't remember if they did. Yeah, no, they didn't debuff themselves. So the energy is good against Walrein, but I will swap out right away. And it's a Venusaur in the back. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, this matchup is not great. I would much rather this come in the other way around. These Rock Blasts don't do enough damage. And it's the Vine Whips that are taking down Alolan Golem at this point. So if they weren't even to throw a single move, they would win this game. I get a little bit lucky because they do throw their moves. And that means there's going to be an opportunity for me to sneak. Yeah, a little, not a full sneak, but 2 turns is 2 turns. And I'm just hoping that Alolan Golem can take down this Venusaur, but Grass resisting electric is just a little bit too much. Not going to be able to do it. And yeah, I even missed my top left button. Can't even hit that. Either way, that's still 4? Question mark? Wins. Which is pretty exciting. The team actually worked really, really well. So it's always good to see those teams that come up in the meta-analysis videos when they actually work. Actually, I don't think one has failed me yet. So it's been fun. I love playing Regirock. I'm sorry to everyone who does not have a Regirock. you're missing out, but also I'm sorry that it's just not accessible. I really feel like accessibility is king in this game. And then, of course, how can I forget Patreon supporters? I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this because of you guys. And yeah, all those people on here, they've all got access to the meta-analysis videos as well. So you see them, maybe they're playing the team. Who knows? Anyways, thank you all for supporting me. And for everyone else, thank you for watching.